many times have you sat on that paper-covered table in a doctor's office and heard the words, "So tell me about your history"? And then you just stare at them because where do you even start? Do they want the surgery from 2019? The medication you switched to last year? The thing the other doctor told you to keep an eye on, but never really followed up about? You're guessing every single time. You are guessing at your own medical history. Today, I'm going to show you how to stop guessing. Your health is too important to guess at. AI for the busy human. Welcome to another episode of AI for the busy human. I am Bella Vasta. Short episodes, real tools, no fluff. If you caught last week's episode, we built an IEP brain in NotebookLM, and I told you that you could also use it for medical as well. Well, today we're going to use that same tool, and I'm going to show you exactly what I meant on the last episode, and we're going to dive in to one of the most important things that affects every single one of us, our health. So let me describe your medical life and tell me if this sounds familiar. You have a primary care doctor, maybe a specialist or two, maybe a therapist, maybe a dermatologist you see once a year. If you have kids, multiply all that by however many humans you're keeping alive. Each one of those doctors have their own portal, their own login, their own app, my chart over here, follow my health over there. That one doctor's office that still faxes things and has a portal that looks like it was built in 2004. And your actual medical information, it's scattered across all of them. Your blood work from January is in one portal. The imaging results from that thing you were worried about are in another. The notes from the specialist who you said you would follow up within 6 months are in an email that you can't find. The medication list from your pharmacy is different from what your doctor has on file because someone forgot to update it after your last visit. And then you go to a new doctor, or you go to urgent care, or you end up in the ER and someone hands you a clipboard and says, "List your current medications and dosages." Let's throw perimenopause or menopause into this too, just for some fine measure. Are you with me so far? You're sitting there trying to remember all this stuff. Is it 10 milligrams or 20? Did I stop taking that one? And what's the name of that thing the ENT prescribed? Was it antibiotic or steroid? You do what everyone does. You write down what you think is right. You leave stuff off because you can't remember. You forgot to mention the supplement your naturopath recommended. And you skip the part about your family history because the form is so small and your hand is tired. And then the doctor makes decisions based off of incomplete information. Your incomplete information. Not because you don't care, but because the system makes it almost impossible to have everything in one place. And the worst part, the anxiety. You leave the appointment and you're in the car and it hits you. I forgot to ask about that one thing. I should have mentioned the headaches. Why did I not bring up the family history of heart disease? The appointment is 15 minutes. It's like a mad dash. Your health is your entire life, and you are trying to bridge that gap with a paper clipboard and your memory, and that math ain't mathin'. All right. So some of you are thinking, I have all my portals. I can look up my stuff, and you're right, you can if you have 20 minutes before every appointment to log into 4 different websites and cross-reference your own records. Some of you have tried keeping a health binder or a notes app where you track symptoms or shared a Google Doc with your spouse. And maybe it worked for a while, but then you got busy. A new lab came in and you didn't add it. A medication changed and you forgot to update the list. The problem is not that you're disorganized. The problem is that you're trying to be your own medical records department. And you're trying to be the person who synthesizes, cross-references, and summarizes information across multiple sources in real time. That's a little job in a hospital, you guys. It's called the health information management. There are people with degrees in this. You're not supposed to be good at this. You're supposed to have a system that does it for you. Let me show you that system. Here we go. You ready? We are back in Google NotebookLM, free. Same tool we used in the last episode for IEPs, but today we're building what I call your health brain. Same concept. You upload your documents, lab results, visit summaries, medication lists, discharge papers. After those visits, PDFs that you get emailed and never read. All of it goes into one notebook. And then you have an AI that reads every word and can answer every question about your health from your records and not from WebMD or ChatGPT. The last part matters. It's not searching the internet. It's not going to diagnose you. And it's not going to scare you with the worst case scenarios. It only knows what you give it. So when you ask it a question, the answer comes from your actual medical records that you put in one time, your labs, your doctor's notes, your history. And before we go any further, I need to say this clearly. This is not medical advice. NotebookLM is not a doctor. This is a tool to help you organize your records and prepare better questions for your health and your health team. Okay? Well, let's build it now. So step 1, you're going to gather all your documents. Before you even open NotebookLM, spend 10 minutes doing this. Log into each one of your portals, download your after visit summaries as PDFs, put them all in a folder on your desktop, download them with the most recent lab results. If you have discharge papers, imaging reports, grab those too. If anything is only an email, copy and paste it into a Google Doc. You don't need to organize any of this. Just get it all in one folder in your computer. Call it health stuff. Done. Then you want to go to notebooklm.google.com. Create a new notebook. I'm calling mine Bella Health Brain. You could also make separate notebooks for each family member if you manage health stuff for your kids or a parent. Step 3, upload everything. Click Add Source and start uploading from your health stuff folder. Lab results, visit summaries, medical lists, that PDF that came from urgent care visit in October, the notes from a specialist, throw it all in. Step 4, get your one-page health summary. This is the first prompt. I'm reading it out loud exactly as I type. Summarize my health summary for a new doctor in one page. Highlight current medications, dosages, known allergies, major medical events and surgeries, ongoing conditions, and anything new a provider should know immediately. Use plain language. Look at that. In 30 seconds, you have a one-page summary that would have taken you an hour to write from memory. And it is accurate because it's pulling from your actual documents, not your memory of what happened 3 years ago, your actual records. You could print this. You could save it as a PDF on your phone. Next time you sit on that paper table and someone hands you a clipboard, and then you could hand them this instead. All right, step 5, find the patterns you're missing. From these labs and visit notes, list any patterns or trends I should ask my doctor about. Look over things that have changed time, values that are borderline, or anything that was flagged and may not have been followed up on. This is the one that gives me chills, you guys, because the AI can read across multiple documents and spot things you never would catch on your own. Maybe your vitamin D has been low for 3 years and no one's mentioned it. Maybe your blood pressure readings have been creeping up slowly across 4 visits. Maybe a specialist recommended a follow-up test 6 months ago and it never happened. You're not diagnosing anything. You're finding the right questions to bring to your doctor. And that's powerful. All right, step 6, turn your last visit into action items. Turn this visit summary into a checklist of follow-up tasks with due dates, include any tests that were ordered, referrals that were made, medication changes, and things I need to monitor. Put the most urgent items first. This is the one that keeps things from slipping through the cracks because you leave every doctor's appointment with a to-do list that you sort of remember. Scheduling that image, calling that referral, getting that blood work in 6 weeks, and then you get in a car and life takes over, and 2 months later you realize you never made that call. Now you have a checklist with dates generated from actual visit notes, not from your foggy memory of what the doctor said while you were emotional and putting your shoes back on. Bonus tip. If you're managing health records for a parent or someone you're caregiving for, this is a game changer. Make a separate notebook just for them. Upload their records. And the next time you're on the phone with the doctor or sitting in an appointment with them, you have everything at your fingertips because you can access it on your phone. You're not flipping through a folder. You're not relying on them to remember what medications are on. You have a searchable, organized brain that knows everything. For example, here's a prompt. Summarize my mother's current medications, recent lab results, and any follow-up items from her last 3 appointments. Flag anything that seems to be urgent or time sensitive. Okay, guys. So here's what we did today. One, we gathered and scattered our health records into one folder. Two, we uploaded them into free NotebookLM notebook to create a health brain. Three, we generated a one-page health summary that you can now hand to any new doctor. Four, we found patterns and missing follow-ups hidden in our own records. Five, we turned a visit summary into an actionable item list with due dates. This took like 15 minutes to set up. And from now on, every time you get a new lab result or visit summary, you upload it. It takes 10 seconds. And your health brain gets smarter and smarter every single time.